And it's just one of these old cliches. We've got a loss from the jaws of what was it? No,
a draw from the or a. Well,
I fucked that up. So
you have and I honestly don't know what the equivalent would be for a draw. To be honest with you, so I will leave that one. I think.
Football wise, in the first half.
You feeling all right there, Derek? Aye.
Football wise, in the first half, I thought it was a quite a good impression.
Can I ask you a question, Derek?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever actually listened back to your impersonations before?
Aye, they're fucking brilliant.
Because you know how when you hear yourself speak, you actually sound different to what everybody else hears. Is that not the same as you and your impersonations?
Football wise.
See me? Oh, sounds like you're really, really bad impersonation of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, do you really want me to go there, Dave?
I don't know. Please don't. Please don't.
Put the cookie down.
See, that sounded more like Big Advocaat with the first one did.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
That sounds like a woman Jamaican.
Sanka, kiss my lucky egg.
Let's move on swiftly, please.
Yeah, so I just hope he realises.
Oh, dearie dear. Right, sorry. On you go.
And the stadium erupts in red, white and blue. You've never seen anything like it.
Let's go.
Manchester, brace yourself. Rangers are coming!
Hi everyone and welcome to the next episode, the much delayed episode of the I Ready podcast. As ever, I'm your host Derek and with me is my co-host Dave. How are you doing, Dave?
Oh, Derek, I have been a wee bit depressed over the last week, returning from holidays, but watching the game tonight certainly put a smile on my face.
Yep, and even better is while you were away, I booked a holiday as well for next year, so...
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Slag me off for going on holiday.
Yeah, but this is the only holiday I'll get next year, so you'll probably have about 5 by the time I go, so...
Oh, at least, Derek, come on. Would you get to bed for anything less?
Exactly. Yes, so in Dave's absence, even though we've had an international break in between as well, 6 games we've got to cover.
Oh my God, right, okay.
Yeah, so we'll try and rattle through them as quickly as we can and we'll see how it goes. So, well, I suppose we just better get down the tunnel and onto the park.
Yes.
So, the first game we've got to cover is Thursday the 3rd of October. It was away to Young Boys in the Europa League Group G Game 2 and unfortunately we lost 2-1. Now, Dave, what games did you get to see? Because I'm not too sure here.
I got to see this game, Derek.
Yep, so... Really, to sum it up, a very poor first half from both teams. Neither team really getting to grip with the game. The passing was poor from both, and it was both poor in the final third. Arguably, Young Boys slightly shaded it with a few dangerous attacks, but fizzled out by our defence. And the pitch was heavily watered as well, it looked to be, and the ball was skiting all over the place. And obviously, that pitch was a 3G pitch as well, which the gaffer said he wasn't going to, take much out of that. But anyway, we lined up McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, Helander, Barisic, Davis, Kamara, Jack, Ojo, Morelos, Arfield. On the subs bench we had Fotheringham, Defoe, Halliday, Katic, Barker, Stewart and King. So I missed the first about 5 minutes of the game because obviously it wasn't on RTV due to licensing, but managed to pick up the game, and on the 9th minute it was a well worked corner from Young Boys from the right with the ball playing into space on the edge of the box. Young Boys had a shot but it was a weak effort and blocked by Arfield. A very dangerous move that straight away.
Yep.
15th minute, Ojo feeds the ball through the middle of the defence but overhit, and Morelos couldn't get to the ball. 16th minute, good quick play by Young Boys with a long knock up the park by them. Out to the right, cross in, attacker managed to get a foot to it from 6 yards, puts it wide. It was probably a miss-hit and it should have been in the back of the net, and I think we were quite lucky to get away with that one.
Yeah, near miss there, definitely.
Yep. 22nd minute, shot by Arfield deflected up. The sting was taken out the shot and it was comfortably gathered by the keeper. Some pretty good play to get the ball to him in the first place though. 27th minute, Jack done brilliant to rob the ball off the defender, gets the ball forward, passes to Ojo on the edge of the box, had an abundance of options and passes to Jack, but it was behind him. We lose possession. It was really poor from Ojo. It's kind of been a feature of his game over the past, apart from tonight, weirdly. On the 30th minute, good play by Young Boys, ended in a shot just over the bar. It was deflected off the leg of our defender and out for the corner. 35th minute, Barisic plays the ball from the left through to Morelos, who picks the ball up, gets in front of the defender, into the box, and hits a very tame effort, and it was easy for the keeper to gather. However, he made amends for that on the 43rd minute when we went 1-0 up and Morelos scored. The ball from Helander to Davis on the left hand side, ball to Barisic, who plays a lovely through ball towards Morelos, who shown great strength to shug off its defender, got the ball in the box and had a shot past the keeper. It was just all about the strength from Morelos there. He'd get past that defender and then his cool, calm, collected behaviour and managed to put the ball through. Brilliant goal.
He's just great at that though, Derek, isn't he? He loves that. He loves the physicality, doesn't he? And especially when the ball's in front of him. It doesn't matter what size of defender he's up against, you know that he's going to get on the end of that. And again, a cool as anything finish from him as well, Derek, under pressure. It really was. It was a great goal for him. Absolutely brilliant.
Yep. And just after that, in the 44th minute, was a chance for Ojo with a shot on the left, but it was flashed across the goal. So that rounded out the half there. Got to be fairly happy with that, even though there'd not been a much chances, and we had largely snuffed out what they had to offer. So it was all looking.
That's right. Yep.
So it was all looking good up until the 49th minute. On the 49th minute, they drew level. Tavernier on the left-hand side at the touchline facing the goal, going backwards towards the goal. He was muscled out and loses the ball after trying to pass back to McGregor. The attacker gets further down the right, crosses on the deck, and a simple tap in at the back post. All caused by Tavernier, firstly getting out muscled, and secondly trying to play a suicidal ball back to the keeper when it was basically goal side, and rule 101 of defending, never pass back to your keeper in that position.
You know me, Derek, and I'm sure it's going to be a feature of your match reviews coming up, especially with Tav, because he's not had the best matches over the last month or so. But I do try to defend the guy, but it's becoming a pattern, isn't it? Especially in big games. It's happened a couple of times against Celtic now as well, where he's sort of dithered in the ball or played a slack pass and it's ended up with, the other team scoring. And it seems to be when he's not under any pressure either, Derek. It seems to be when he's caught further up the field, playing a really simple, silly pass and giving the ball away, and we're getting punished for it.
Yeah. Well, we're not finished with Tavernier in this game, and I've got a few other points to make about him, so I'm not going to slate him straight away.
Like I said, I had a feeling that we would have a few instances to speak about him.
On the 52nd minute, the ball played to Morelos on the right, gets to the edge of the box and has a blistering shot, forcing the keeper to make the save and out for the corner. 55th minute, lovely ball from Barisic on the left, going towards Morelos and was clipped from behind. Strong claim for a penalty, but not given, and ended up going out for the corner. So, it's not just Scottish referees that get things wrong. 59th minute, Young Boys had a claim for the penalty after the ball was crossed in and hits off the hand of Goldson. The hands were down by his side and not in a natural position. Yeah, it did hit his hand, but it was kind of going in towards his body, the ball anyway, so certainly not a penalty there for me. 61st minute, Jack hobbled off the park injured, and that was the last word to see with him, because he subbed on the 64th minute. There was actually a big delay in getting Stewart on because the ball never actually went out of play, and in between that time, in the 62nd minute, there was a shot from a long way out from Young Boys, but it was a comfortable dive and save from McGregor, and there was not a lot of pace in it anyway. So as I said, Jack came off and Stewart came on the 64th minute. In the same minute, there was a shot from the edge of the box by Young Boys, deflected off the back of our defender and out for the corner. The corner came in and it was headed by their attacker but went well wide. 80th minute, we had the ball in the back of the net, but Stewart was miles offside. 89th minute, Tavernier passes to Morelos in the middle at the edge of the box. Morelos turns and hits a shot, takes a bounce, deflects off the boot of the defender and forces the keeper into a great save and out for the corner. However, calamity struck once again for Tavernier on the 92nd minute when his stupidity cost us a goal and they went 2-1 up to win the game in the last kick of the ball, basically. It was a long ball up the park from the Young Boys keeper. Helander does his job and clears his lines and heads it back out and it went to the Young Boys player. Tavernier tries to come across, looks as if he's getting the ball and then falls to the ground in a heap. In that same process, he managed to get in the road of, I think it was Goldson, so it prevented Goldson getting the ball and attacking the ball. But their attacker nips in, gets the ball into the box and puts it past McGregor to make it 2-1. Just absolute calamity from Tavernier there.
I don't know quite what he was trying to do, Derek, to be honest with you, because as you say, he tried to step in and then I don't know if he's just lost his balance or he's, slipped or something's happened, but it just, as you say, all of a sudden he's down in a heap for really no reason, and it just causes all sorts of problems for us. And at that level, Derek, that's just a wee half chance, and you know that the team are going to score, and unfortunately that's what happened, and an absolute shit time of the game for them to score as well, right at the death, because we knew that was going to be the winning goal.
Yeah, I mean, we were looking to take a point away, obviously we were 1-0 up, but, it's just diabolical. It would have been, we're quite happy for a point away, this is the old cliche about, you get you win your 3 home games and you pick up a point away, there's your 10 points, that's it, you're through to the next round.
Yep.
But we couldn't even do that, which was really disappointing.
Yeah.
But we live and learn. Well, so we thought, because there was a few mistakes in subsequent games. So that leads us into the next game, which was Sunday, the 6th of October, at home to Hamilton, where we hammered them 5-0. So certainly a good reaction from the players there. We lined up McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, Edmondson, Barisic, Davis, Kamara, Arfield, Ojo, Defoe, Stewart. On the subs bench, we had Fotheringham, Halliday, Aribo, Murphy, Katic, Morelos and Polster. So on the 3rd minute, it was good tight play in the Hamilton box, ending in Defoe trying an unsighted chip towards goal, but it went wide. 6th minute, corner in from the right, not dealt with, ending in a header from Goldson, not much power in it, and a comfortable save from the keeper. Just after that though, we went 1-0 up with Defoe scoring. Lovely through ball in midfield by Stewart, played to the right side of the box for the on-run in Defoe. Keeper runs out, and with one touch, Defoe dinks it over the keeper and off the post and in. Lovely chip, wasn't it?
It was, Derek. I only got to see the goals, but that one was a fantastic finish by Defoe, just as you say. And I was actually quite pleased to see Stewart play, because I actually do think him and Defoe especially link up really, really well. So, and that was just a great, an individual strike by him. Clinical from him, and fantastic play as well by Stewart.
Yep. Ojo on the 13th minute gets the ball on the left, cuts inside the box and hits a curling shot. Great save by the keeper, as the keeper was unsighted. He pushes it out to Tavernier on the right hand side of the box, and there was a claim for the penalty but not given. Certainly it was a very strong claim, so obviously one of these ones, seen them given and seen them not given.
Okay.
24th minute, Ojo on the right, cuts the ball in, passes to Stewart, who hits a shot from 20 yards outright in the middle. Decent low strike, but it was saved by the keeper. 26th minute, Defoe hits the post after a great cross from the left from Ojo, right to the path of Defoe, who volleyed it from 6 yards to an open goal. Comes off the post. It was either unlucky or a bad miss, one of the two. On the 33rd minute though, we went 2-0 up with Goldson getting the goal. Goldson in the centre of midfield, strolls the ball to Tavernier on the right, one touch, looks up, plays a superb cross into the centre of the box where Goldson had run in past the defenders and heads it into the back of the net.
Fantastic start and finish, Derek. Superb.
Yep. 34th minute, Hamilton had a shot over the bar, and then in the 42nd minute, there was a cross in from Tavernier on the right. The defender slides in, misses the ball, clearly hits his flailing arm and passes it back to the keeper with his arm. Another one of the handiest handballs you've ever seen, and nothing given.
Okay.
Yep. So that kind of rounded out the half there, into half time. clearly the better team. There was only one team in it, and we were 2-0 up, so we're certainly cruising at that point.
Fantastic, yep.
So, in the second half, 52nd minute, good build-up play with quick one-touch passing into the box, ended in Arfield placing a shot, going to the bottom right corner, but was saved by the keeper. Comes back out to Stewart and had a shot, but it flashed by the goal. And then on the 60th minute, we went 3-0 up with Barisic getting a goal. It was a free kick up and over the wall, off the bar, into the top right-hand corner, a trademark Barisic goal.
Superb. I think it's quite funny that we're saying things like that, Derek, because the guy has been getting absolutely slated, and it just shows you the goal that he scored against St Mirren to win the game. Ever since he scored that goal, Derek, his confidence has been sky high and he's been absolutely superb. And that was just a tremendous goal. Just as you say, it was like one step back as well. He just comes in and dinks it over right into the net. Absolutely brilliant.
Yep. And then we went 4-0 up 2 minutes later with Defoe getting his second of the game. Davis feeds the ball to Defoe outside the box on the right. Defoe shows strength, spins, gets the ball into the box and hits a shot under the defender's leg and into the bottom left-hand corner. Great goal.
Superb, yes. Brilliant.
Yep. 64th minute, Arfield and Davis off, Polster and Murphy came on. Clearly the game was over at that point.
Yeah.
And then 6 minutes later, on the 70th minute, we went 5-0 up and Defoe getting his hat-trick. We were on the edge of the box and the ball was laid off to Defoe in the box, who takes it forward on the right, hits a shot, it was blocked by the keeper, rebounds back out to him, who blasts it high into the back of the net. Just instinct goal from Defoe once again.
Yeah, superb, yep.
73rd minute, Ojo came off and Morelos came on. That must have been frightening for the defenders, keeping Defoe on and Morelos coming on at the same time. 85th minute, Morelos has a chance in the box but saved by the keeper. He couldn't get the rebound after the keeper spilled it, and last chance of the game on the 92nd minute, shot from Morelos from 20 yards, he snatched at it and it was wide left of the post. So a resounding win there, 5-0, and clearly only one team in it all game.
Yes, straightforward win, Derek, and no European hangover, thankfully. Great response from the team, and it got the goal difference up as well. So, no, fantastic, no complaints.
Nope. So, international break hit now, and we did actually end up playing a game on Saturday the 12th of October. It was Rangers Legends versus Liverpool Legends. Host of stars there. It's questionable whether you could call some of the Rangers players legends, to be honest, but it's a charity game, so we'll let that one slide. I've never watched the game, but certainly one of the highlights was the fact that Gerrard put in about 20 minutes playing for Rangers. So
yeah, superb. I sort of saw him with the Rangers strip on, Derek, so that was good for all the fans to see that. That's a wee collector's item there for people that have got pictures and things like that to remember getting to see him play for us as well. And I'm sure he would have got a fantastic standing ovation when he came out the tunnel with the kit on. So no, great to see.
I think there was something ridiculous in terms of attendance, though. I think it was something like 30,000. So
fantastic,
outstanding for a friendly. Brilliant. That was more than some Premiership games get. So
exactly.
Yep. Liverpool did win 3-2 as well, mind you, and Boyd missed a penalty as well for Rangers. So,
all right, okay.
You should stick to writing shite columns.
Slagging off Rangers.
Yeah. So that leads us into the next proper game. It's Sunday the 20th of October. It was a rather disappointing 1-1 draw away with Hearts. So we lined up McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, Katic, Barisic, Davis, Kamara, Aribo, Arfield, Morelos and Ojo. On the subs bench we had Fotheringham, Helander, Kent, Halliday, Polster, Defoe and Stewart. Now, we thought this was going to be a fairly okay game for us, given the fact that Hearts were pretty poor in form. They always normally give us a bit of a game, and this was one of these games, unfortunately.
Now, I got to see this game, Derek. I actually got to see this game sitting waiting on our connecting flight, extremely tired at Gatwick Airport, and really, really tired, really, really crab it. And this game made me even worse, unfortunately, but I'll let you get into it. Yeah.
Ultimately, really, from minute one, we never really looked like the team that we could have been, because in the first minute, it was good work by Hearts with a cross in from the right, having a header off the bar and back out and eventually cleared. So, quite clearly, the danger was there straight away. And
yes.
they ended up going a goal up in the 5th minute. It was a long punt up from the Hearts keeper, one header towards our goal. Tavernier comes across and tries to header it. Again, it jumps and slips, not getting anything on it. Again, getting in the road of Goldson, and at the same time, the Hearts player had a shot. It was a great save from McGregor, but it rebounds back out to the Hearts player, who hits into the back of the net. So we'll just take it back to Tavernier here. It was pretty much a carbon copy of the second goal that Young Boys scored. Once again, he was out of position trying to do the centre-back's job rather than, keeping in his own position. He got in the road again of the centre-back and he just completely fucked it up. The defensive frailties of Tavernier have been there ever since he came here, and he did improve, and he almost got away with things because he was doing so well up front in terms of creating and scoring goals, but he's been sadly lacking in that this year. So if he's not going to do that, he has to do his primary job, which is defend, but he's fucking that up.
It was a total calamity, Derek. Again, I still don't know. He came in, the header was so weak that it put his defence under pressure straight away. He completely messed it up. And I'm trying to remember, Derek, was it a shot and save and then it was put in on the rebound or something like that? Is that right? Is that how it went? Aye, so it was, a simple chance again. He get the ball, he clear it, just get the ball right up the park, but he tried to sort of dive in, and I don't know whether he was trying to head it back to McGregor or head it out. I honestly don't know. It was just, and he sort of landed in a heap again, just like he did in the Young Boys game as well. And it was a total calamity. It made us look very, very dodgy in defence. Complete sort of schoolboy error there again, and really, really disappointing, wasn't it? And that put us behind straight away, and gave us a big task for the rest of the game.
Yep. So we'll talk about Tav a wee bit more in the following games, because we're still no finished, unfortunately. On the 33rd minute, the corner came in from the right from Tav, right to Davis on the edge of the box, who has a diving header just by the post. And fortunately, we did equalise on the 39th minute with Morelos scoring. It's a corner in from the left from Barisic, header by Katic, who fortunately had a 50p heed. The ball went straight to Morelos at the back post, who brilliant control, and then shoots it past the keeper into the back of the net. So maybe a bit of fortune, because I think Katic was trying to head it on target, as you would be trying to do it in that position anyway, but it was just all round brilliance from Morelos once again.
Yeah, it was. Great sort of poacher's instinct as well, Derek, and thankfully getting us back in to the game 1-1 and giving us a wee bit of hope at that stage.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately in that half, Hearts were probably the better team for the first 30-35 minutes. Then we started to come back into it, kind of round about when we scored. Hearts played at a fast pace, pressing all the time, any time when we got near their box, and there was no way they were going to try and keep that up, which is, they started to back that off towards the end of the half, which is when we got the goal. So, certainly in at half time, all to play for. It wasn't the greatest of games. There was no really clear-cut chances by any team, and it was a wee bit more in the second half, which we'll get into, but certainly it was still not the most impressive of games either. So the 56th minute was a free kick from Tavernier on the right, didn't go anywhere, cleared out to Davis, who had a shot and deflected just wide of the post out for the corner. The initial corner came in, it cleared out for another corner. This corner was cleared to Morelos on the edge of the box, who has a good shot, and again was deflected just by the post out for another corner. This time the corner nothing came of it. 61st minute, Ojo off and Kent came on. On the 65th minute, Kent takes a drive and run towards goal on the left hand side. Hits a shot from about 20 yards but well wide. 74th minute, great long ball play from our defence with Aribo, Kent and Arfield linking in, ending in a wrong decision by Morelos, squaring it back to Arfield rather than taking it on, and the defenders managed to get in the way of Arfield and prevent the shot. Just after that, on the 75th minute, Arfield came off and Stewart came on. 80th minute, long free kick in from the left from Barisic to the far post. Goldson got a good header onto it, but it was right at the keeper. The keeper spilled it. Morelos tried to get the ball, but a foul was called for that. Morelos came off just after that and Defoe came on. 92nd minute, last piece of play in the game. Long thrown by Hearts into our box. Header on target, but comfortable save from McGregor. So, a really, really disappointing performance, and again, we lost out because of, an individual error. And granted, much like the Young Boys issues with Tavernier and this one, the opposition players still had a lot to do, but it was the whole point. It wouldn't have happened if that individual error hadn't have occurred.
Yeah, it was, as I say, it put us under pressure straight away, Derek, and that was us chasing the game for the rest of the game. Disappointed as well, though, that we could, because Hearts aren't a great team, Derek. Even at home, they're not a great team. So I was disappointed that we didn't really put them under the cosh after we scored, because we still, we had a couple of chances, but the way that Hearts are playing now, you would expect us to go out there and create a hell of a lot more than we did. So it really wasn't a great performance by us at all.
No, really disappointing, and that let Celtic get back into the top of the league on goal difference, I think it was at that time. So couldn't even last a week, really, at the top. This is the thing, though. We're going to need to appreciate that the league is going to swing back and forward this year. They're going to drop points. So just the nature of the beast. I think
a lot of this is psychological, though, Derek. I think we need to try and get back top of the league. We need to capitalise if they drop any points. We need to get up there, and just to maintain that. And that's the problem, when we do get this chance, we've not been able to maintain it. We've not been able to, and it's all psychological. But as I say, it's one of these things. Anything can happen. And again, at the start of the season, if you were to say, look, you would be tying neck and neck with them at this stage of the season, we would say, right, fair enough. We've scored a lot of goals and won a lot of games, but it is just disappointing, because Hearts are a poor team at the moment, and I would have expected us to have won that game.
Yep. So, led us into the next game, Thursday the 24th of October, away to Porto. We lined up McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, Helander, Barisic, Jack, Davis, Kamara, Barker, Morelos, and Kent. On the subs bench, we had Foderingham, Katic, Flanagan, Arfield, Aribo, Ojo and Defoe. Quite a surprise throwing Barker in there for me.
It was, he's obviously been doing something right in training, Derek. There's obviously Stephen Gerrard's seen something in him in training and thought that he could do a job there, especially, let's be honest, probably our biggest game of the season so far, potentially hardest game of the season so far, playing a team like Porto away from home, but as you're about to get into, played very, very well.
Yes, I mean, we drew this game 1 each, and what a performance it was from the team. Just, you can't really ask for much more. Very professional, very mature, and that's the thing that's kind of came across this year. We're putting in a lot of mature performances when we need to. So again, I missed the first 5 minutes because of dodgy streams and things like that, but in the 5th minute, Kent with a 45-yard run with the ball got to the edge of the box, but the defender made up the space and got a toe at the ball before anything more dangerous could happen. 7th minute, Porto down the right, got the cross in, attacker got between our defenders and got a header, but went well wide. 12th minute, lovely play, working it out from our box and going forward quick, getting the ball to the left hand side. Cross came into Morelos, but it was poor and deflected off the defender and into the keeper. 22nd minute, Porto get a cross in from the right, header at the back post, but it was a weak effort and no problem from McGregor. 26 minutes, some good play with Helander on the left, getting the ball. Good pass to Morelos inside, who plays a lovely ball across the Tavernier on the right, who gets the ball on the edge of the box and has a shot, but it was well over the bar. 29th minute, bad pass backwards by Morelos, plays right to Porto, who have a quick break up the park, force Jack to foul the attacker right on the edge of the box. Had to be done by Jack, and I think he got a yellow card for that as well.
Yes, that's right. Yep.
The subsequent free kick went over the bar though. 32nd minute, floated ball into the box on the left by Porto. Our defence just stood watching it. Their attacker jumped up, placed a header to the left hand side and hits the post. I don't know what our defence was playing at there. Never jumped with the player. They all just stood floated watching it.
Yep.
And at this point, you kind of seen it coming. Porto went 1-0 up on the 35th minute. A throw in from Porto on the left hand side ended up going to Jack on the edge of the box. He tried to pass it out. It was a real pish poor pass, passed it straight to the Porto player, who took the ball further forward, a speculative shot out of nothing, and sailed it into the top right hand corner from 18 yards out. It was a cracking finish, mind you, a bit speculative, and again, it was an individual error.
Yeah, I know. And how many times, especially in Europe, have we conceded goals like that, Derek? Spectacular goals. But as you say, it all came from a poor pass, some simple mistake. And again, at that level, you really can't make mistakes like that because you will get punished. I keep saying it, but you will, especially playing a team like Porto. So, disappointing at that stage, Derek. At that point, though, I didn't feel that we had really got out of first gear at that stage. I think we were still kind of sitting back saying, right, it's as if we were expecting them to come on to us a lot more, and we were sitting back a bit too much and giving them maybe a wee bit more respect than what we should have. But thankfully that changed.
Yeah, basically from their goal we started to play better, and I've said it time and time again, it shouldn't need a goal for us to spark into life. So, but it seems to keep happening.
Yeah.
But anyway, on the 38th minute, a free kick floated into the box. It was a poor free kick, but cleared. And then another good cross back into the box, just evades Barisic, and their defender managed to nip in first there and put out for the corner. Corner comes in, a big leap by Morelos, and a great header, and hits the corner of the post and bar and back out. Very, very unlucky there.
Really unlucky. It was a great header as well.
Yeah, would have been a great instant response as well.
Yes.
The stream went down on the between 40 and 45 minutes, and I bloody missed the goal as well.
Yeah.
So I had to go and watch it back.
A thing of absolute beauty, Derek. That's all I can say.
Yeah, just an incredible goal on the 43rd minute by Morelos. A ball in the middle of the park, played to Kent, an outstanding flick on the left to Barisic, and with one touch he plays the most incredible cross ball you've ever seen into the middle of the box, past the defender, just inches past the defender, superb weight on it to find Morelos, who controls it, keeps his composure and shoots it into the back of the net. Stunning, incisive and ruthless.
The whole move, Derek, was just fantastic. The vision for Ryan Kent to know where Barisic was, that he had made that overlapping run, so that the initial flick was inch perfect to Barisic. Barisic just knew exactly instinctively where Morelos was, and he hit a ball for that distance out, Derek. Pinpoint accuracy, curled to perfection in front of the defender for it to land straight at the feet of Morelos, who was running in. And let's be honest about Morelos as well, Derek. That wasn't an easy goal to score, because the goalkeeper had narrowed the angle, but he just took one touch to steady it, and the finish was sublime. Right, curled round the goalkeeper and into the the corner of the net. It was a tremendous goal for us, and from then on, we were the better team, Derek, without a shadow of a doubt. We were absolutely fantastic. Yep. So into half-time, we were obviously buoyed up by that, and certainly expect more of the same. Great performance so far. Even in the first 30-35 minutes, we were still, in it. We weren't, disgracing ourselves at all. 52nd minute though, good possession, getting the ball down on the left, outstanding cross by Barisic to the back post, a bullet header by Morelos, and an outstanding save out for the corner by the keeper. That is something Gorham would have been proud of. That, Derek, the ball was actually behind him, and it was behind his arm. So how on earth he managed to hook his arm and his hand behind him to get the ball when it was hit, with such pace by Morelos as well. The header was a bullet header. It was an absolutely incredible save. Any other time, Derek, against anybody else, we would have been 2-1 up there. So, how that didn't go in, how he managed to save it, I honestly don't know. Really, really unlucky. Yeah. 53rd to 70th minute, there was a lot of good possession, knocking the ball about very well, and by far the team in control, just no proper outlet up front. And, a lot of people have commented, was that Barcelona playing out there? Because some of the one-touch passing was just utterly sublime. It was great. Yep, it was definitely. We were superb. Yep. Mm-hmm. It was a 70th minute free kick on the edge of the box at the touchline. Tavernier cuts it back to Jack, who was running in, and blasts a shot from the edge of the box, but it was over the bar. 70th minute, Kent off and Aribo on. 76th minute, free kick whipped into the box from the right hand side, bounced through the defence and nobody could get onto it. 82nd minute, Morelos wins a free kick on the right on the edge of the box. Just after that, on the 83rd minute, Jack and Barker off, Arfield and Ojo came on. The free kick was then taken, and it was by Barisic, but it was over the bar. Kind of poor effort from Barisic by his standards. And then the last piece of play I've got in the game was on the 80th minute. 85th minute was an outstanding double save from McGregor. First came from a lackadaisical defending, ending the ball going down the left. Cross came deep into the back post, and the attacker had a volley from close range, and McGregor getting his hand to it. Rebound back out to their player. We didn't still deal with it.
passed back to their player in the box who had a shot, and another great save by the feet of McGregor, and eventually cleared. That is what is called game-winning keepers there, because he largely had nothing to do the whole game and then pulls off two outstanding saves in quick succession right at the death of the game. He's done that time and time again for us over the past two years.
It was excellent, Derek, but I think as well that I think we all had the belief at that stage that, you know, we definitely weren't going to get beat, so, you know, that plays a huge part. But as you say, two fantastic saves by McGregor at the end, but it was a fantastic performance, Derek. I thought Alfredo Morelos was just sensational. I thought he was absolutely sensational in that game. Every single time he got the ball, they totally panicked and he looked as if he was going to do something. He was just absolutely fantastic. One of the best games that I think he's ever had for Rangers. And at that level, against a team of Porto's stature in their stadium, I mean, it was a tremendous performance by us. It gave us a lot of confidence, a lot of heart after that. Just it was brilliant. I
mean, going by, you know, European football, you know, prices and transfer prices these days, he clearly added about another £5 million on his price there, didn't he?
It was tremendous, Derek, and like I say, playing at that level and playing against a team like that, you know, it's going out all over Europe, so people are seeing him, and anybody watching that game would have looked at him and said, my God, what a player he is. How come he's not playing for, you know, a big sort of team in Spain, or, you know, playing in England and all of that? So it's, you know, it was excellent, and again, after that performance as well, I think he's been put back into the Colombia squad for their up and coming friendlies again. So you know, he has been excellent, Derek. He really has.
Yep. So obviously confidence high after that performance and result as well. Great away point, and it led us into the next game against Motherwell on Sunday the 27th of October at home, and we won 2-1. So we lined up McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, Helander, Barisic, Arfield, Davis, Aribo, Stewart, Defoe and Barker. On the subs bench we had Foderingham, Jack, Kent, Morelos, Ojo, Halliday and Katic. So in the second minute, Motherwell had a shot over the bar from within the box. Poor defending to get in that position in the first place. 13th minute, Stewart picked up the ball, drove towards goal and hit a shot over the bar. And then we're doing what we seem to be doing lately. We went a goal down on the 21st minute. It was a mishit shot by Motherwell from 20 yards, flicked up off the boot of the Helander, who never really knew much about it. The Motherwell attacker managed to take it down with one touch while he was back to goal, spins, hits a snapshot past the keeper, and it was a well-taken goal. McGregor, could he have done better than that?
Aye, well, like I said on the sort of post-match, the sort of wee, very brief match report I did, Derek, I thought that he could have, because I thought the ball was very close to him. Maybe he's seen it late because, you know, he had the defender in front of him and he managed to turn and shoot. I don't know. It wasn't a rasping shot either, so, you know, he'll be disappointed by his standards, Derek. He'll be disappointed that he let that go in.
Yeah. But anyway, on the 25th minute, we're laying siege to the Motherwell box. All Motherwell players were back in their box at that point. A clear call for a handball by Motherwell in the box, not given. Both linesmen and the referee might have been unsighted, though, just because of the sheer number of players in there. So we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But again, this is happening once too often for us. 26th minute, crossed into the Motherwell box and hit the hand of the defender. Another call for the penalty.
Clear.
Was softer maybe than the first one, but it was still a handball. There's no such thing as a soft penalty.
It definitely was, Derek, and again I did mention that before. To me, the two of them were penalties, quite clear penalties to me. As you say, the first one was more blatant than the second one, but it was still a handball. It still came off his hand in the box for the cross, and really unlucky that we didn't get a penalty there. Yeah,
but we did get a penalty though in the 36th minute, and you know why you're laughing there.
Aye.
Tavernier was clearly taken out inside the box. The Motherwell defender had the cheek to argue about it, and I've no idea what some Rangers fans, why they think that was a really soft penalty, because he was clearly taken out, but just barged off the ball, wasn't he?
Yes, though, I would say so as well. But again, trial by sports scene, Derek, and I actually think, but believe it or not, that Michael Stewart, believe it or not, said that it was a penalty, and Stephen Thompson said it wasn't. I don't see what, you know, there's any dubiety about it at all. As you say, Tavernier was clever with it, Derek. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't a scything tackle the boy put on him, but Tav got past him, he went past him, and the boy knew that he had lost him and put his full weight into him and knocked him right over the ball. So, to me, it was a clear infringement, a clear penalty.
I mean, it was bordering on a red card. The ball was, in fairness, going outside, away from the goal. Yep. So had it been going the other way towards goal, it should have been a red card. But anyway, up steps Tavernier. A lot's been said about him in the last few games, especially about taking penalties. And what does he do? Hits the post and bloody misses it.
I know.
So we're going to get into a wee bit of discussion about Tavernier now, because he's making clear defensive blunders, he's missing penalties, he's not offering the same outlet he is up front, albeit he did technically provide the assist for the winning goal in this game. I don't get these calls for the captaincy to be stripped of him, because that's just going to do his confidence, not any good at all. And the fanboys that are just, will defend him regardless of what he does, needs to take a step back and look at the fact that he's costing us, results and points here. He's not, as I said before, he's not offering us the same as he did last year in terms of goal scoring and his assists. He's costing us in defence. There was an argument, they said, we should have never got rid of Candace because he was providing the cover for him. I'm sorry, having one player in a team making you a good player does not make you a good player, does it?
No, we can't use that excuse, Derek, that, he needs Candace, because then that, as you say, that means that you need to have two players to make one player a good player, which, we can't have that excuse. He's a complete conundrum to me, Derek. He really is. I'm 50-50 at the moment. I honestly don't know what would be the best thing for him. Does he need to miss a couple of games and be on the subs bench for us? Just to maybe, I don't know, he doesn't lack effort, Derek. He doesn't lack effort. He doesn't lack, the heart. He doesn't lack, all of that. So we can't say anything like that from him. He is a very good player going forward, as we've been saying for the last 3 seasons. We know that. It's just these wee stupid mistakes, and it's not even mistakes that he's making while he's been where he's getting put under immense pressure, Derek. It is when he's got the ball at his feet, silly passes and getting caught in possession when he's got time. It's things like that. I sometimes feel that Tav, when he has too much time to think about something, he makes, that's when the mistakes come in. It's the whole Kenny Miller thing. Remember we used to say about Kenny Miller, you put the ball in front of Kenny Miller and give him a chance, a split second, 9 times out of 10 he'll score a goal. But if you put the ball in front of him and he's got time to control it and try and pick his spot, he would miss. I think it's a lot like that with Tav. I think Tav, spur of the moment, especially going forward, fantastic. He'll put a great ball in. Same with defending. If it's a spur of the moment, last ditch tackle where he's under pressure, 9 times out of 10 he would deal with it. But for me, it is when you would think he would be playing a simple ball away, or just even clearing the ball upfield, and he tries to take an extra touch, or he tries to whatever. It's things like that get me with him. And his confidence is low. You can see that. And I think the bigger question for me is, if a player is low on confidence, although he's the captain and he's still getting played, should he be on penalties if his confidence is low?
Yeah, exactly. I think somebody pointed it out on Twitter the other day. If you look at what he's doing in terms of his role in the team, and as you said, he never hides. He's always trying, and that's the one thing that's getting him through, I think. But he is taking free kicks. He's the captain. He's taking penalties. He's taking corners.
Yeah.
He's trying to go forward. He's trying to cross in. He's trying to defend. And he plays literally every single game. I think he was rested once this season so far. I think he needs a bit of a break, and I think some of the work needs to be taken off him, because certainly there's other players in there that can put a ball in, take a free kick.
It's a very good point, Derek. If he is not going to get dropped, and again, I'm of the way of, should we drop him or should we not? I'm still 50-50 there, but you make a very good point of maybe some of the responsibility should maybe be given to someone else, just even for a few matches. let the likes of Barisic or that take any free kicks that we've got in anywhere near the box. Give somebody else, the corners for the right-hand side to take, he float the ball and let him concentrate on getting crosses in down the right wing and defending properly and take something else away. And I would take him off of penalties at the moment simply for the fact that I think his confidence is down and it is low, and you can't give, when somebody's confidence is low, that's when they tend to miss crucial penalties like that. So we've certainly got guys who are really, really confident at the moment. But Barisic, for one, I mean, they're the complete chalk and cheese, weren't they? Yep. The start of the season, Tavernier was playing fantastic and could do no wrong, and there was Barisic. His confidence was, rock bottom, and now the roles have reversed completely. So I don't know that he should get dropped, Derek, but I think you make a very good point that he should have, quite a few of his responsibilities passed on to other people who are, their confidence is sky high at the moment.
Yeah. So anyway, we kept playing on anyway. Barker went off on the 42nd minute with a shoulder injury and Kent came on. And we fortunately scored on the 45th minute with Defoe equalising. It was a long punt up the park by McGregor. The defender falls. Defoe gets the ball on the right hand side of the box, cuts it back, tries to square the ball, hits off the leg of the defender, falls to Davis, who has a great shot, keeper saved, but it rebounds back out to the Defoe, and who instinctively first time shot into the back of net. Just another trademark goal from Defoe there.
Yep, split second chance, Derek, and he puts it in the back of the net. That was what was fantastic about it, and it wasn't an easy shot that he had. It was on the volley as well, but hit it so quickly. Nobody had a chance to react. The defenders didn't have a chance to react. The goalkeeper didn't have a chance to react, and lashed it into the net. So a fantastic finish and a great time for us to score, Derek, going into the second half.
Yeah, so into the second half, I think we showed a wee bit more. Still wasn't great, but we did certainly show more. 47th minute, Aribo with a shot just wide after good play in and around the box with Davis and Stewart. 47th to 62nd minute, a lot of possession. We were the only team in it, but Motherwell were well organised and we couldn't break them down. 62nd minute, Tavernier gets the ball on the right, drives it forward, a bit of fortune where he runs into the defender who was tracking back, but the ball flicks up. Lovely control by Tavernier to volley the ball and force the keeper into a great dive and save and put it out for the corner at the near post. 64th minute, Tavernier with a free kick from 25 yards up and over the wall and over the bar. 64th minute, Stewart off and Ojo came on. 70th minute, Aribo off, Morelos on, and then we scored our second goal on the 79th minute with Helander. It was a good corner into the middle of the box by Tavernier from the right, Helander with a header into the left side past the keeper. Yeah, great. It wasn't a towering header, Derek. He kind of stooped to get to it and the ball came up well placed, and just great that we managed for us to come back. And I think you could see the relief on all the other players' faces when we scored that. Everyone was celebrating. We scored the second goal, and a sigh of relief with the fans as well. Just really pleased that we managed to bring it back. Yep. 86th minute, Kent with a 20-yard drive and run with the ball, hits a shot at the edge of the box and deflected wide. And last piece of play in the game, 93rd minute, Morelos gets into the box on the right, cuts inside and then shoots to the right, but a comfortable save from the keeper, and he didn't really need to move. So rounded out the game, got the 3 points. It wasn't the greatest of performances. No, but I wasn't caring, Derek. I really wasn't, especially after playing. Like I said in the post-match, we just played that huge game in Porto. I've seen it time and time again, European hangovers. I had a feeling that this was going to be a difficult game, and I was just delighted that we managed to, come away with the 3 points and keep the pressure on at the top of the league. So I was really pleased with that one, Derek. Yeah, I mean, Motherwell have kind of been the Kilmarnock of this year, where they've been a very tight, organised defence, and you've got to praise them for that. And we would struggle last year against these things. We wouldn't have scored one goal, never mind two. So So that leads us on to tonight's game, which was a 4-0 victory against Ross County away in the Premiership. We lined up Fotheringham, Tavernier, Helander, Goldson, Barisic, Aribo, Kamara, Jack, Ojo, Morelos and Arfield. On the subs bench we had Firth, Murphy, Halliday, Katic, Davis, Stewart and Defoe. Now Fotheringham was in because McGregor had picked up a wee slight knock and just obviously resting him there. So really, there was only one team in it from minute one, wasn't there? I think the stats was something like 98% possession for us. I don't even think Ross County had a shot tonight, did they?
No, it was a constant onslaught from us tonight, Derek, which was great to see. I'm sure you're going to get into it, but some great play and some players who haven't been at their best for us certainly stepped up tonight, were excellent, especially Joe Aribo in midfield, who I thought was fantastic. But I'll let you get into the first half, Derek.
I think that to sum it up, we're constantly on them, but I don't even think we got out of second gear tonight, and that's what the good thing was about tonight.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
On the third minute, it was a good ball from Jack to Kamara going forward. Even better ball from Kamara to slide it to Ojo in the box. Goes to the right hand side. He tried to slice it into the left hand side of the net, but it was a trundle and hits the post. And he kind of thought from there Ojo's going to have another one of his nights, but fortunately he turned it round from that because he was great for the rest of the night, I feel.
Yeah.
13th minute, good interplay between Arfield and Morelos going forward. Arfield passes the ball to Morelos on the right hand side of the box, who crossed it back to him. Not the greatest of passes, however Arfield managed to get a great shot away and forced the keeper into a good dive and save it for the corner.
He's desperate for a goal, isn't he, Derek? Well, I was saying that even before I went away on holiday. One guy that's desperate to score a goal, and I think it'll make all the difference to him if he does, but it's no happening for him in front of goal at the moment.
However, on the 20th minute, we did go a goal up with Morelos getting his first of the night. Down the left-hand side with Ojo, quick 1-2 pass with Aribo. It was a great back pass by Aribo, mind you, as well. Ojo then plays an inch-perfect across the deck to the far side to find Morelos, who only had to tap it into an empty net. Brilliant.
Superb goal, yeah. Great interplay, Aribo and Ojo, just like you said, and a fantastic ball by Ojo. I mean, can I take that away from him, Derek? Right round again, the defender straight into the back post, and Alfredo just doesn't miss a chance like that, and great to go 1-0 up at that stage.
Yep. 29th minute, we went 2-0 up with Ryan Jack scoring his first of the night. Barisic plays the ball from the left into the box, half cleared by the defender, picked up by Jack just outside the box, and hits a shot from the edge of the box into the back of the net. A great goal, brilliant shot as well.
It's superb, but just comes up, it dips and bounces just in front of the goalkeeper and into the far post. Fantastic goal by Jack, great vision as well.
Yep. 36th minute, great corner in from the right, a header down into the ground and cleared by the defender, right to Morelos, who took a few touches, got the shot off, but it went just wide. Unlucky there from Morelos.
Yep.
And then we went 3-0 up on the 37th minute with Jack getting his second of the game. If the first one was good, this was even better, I felt.
Fantastic, yeah, great goal.
Quick break up the park, puts it to the left to Aribo, looks up, takes it inside, took on a couple of players, lays it to Arfield in the box, who lays it back to Jack just outside the box, has a first time shot into the back of the net, and it was very similar to the first goal.
It was great. This time at this point, though, Derek, it was his wee feint that took the defender out altogether. It looked as if he was going to shoot, but then he feint again and just took the ball slightly to his right, and it was at a tighter angle, and he put sort of more curl and dip on it this time, and it was hit a harder pace as well. It was a tremendous goal by Ryan Jack. Really, really good stuff. Jack was fantastic up to that point, Derek. He was absolutely bossing the whole game. He was brilliant.
Yeah. So into half time, 3-0 up. Can't really ask for much more.
Nope.
47th minute, the ball driven forward by Morelos on the right, feeds it to Jack. A bit of fortune when the ball rebounds to Aribo, however, drives it forward towards goal in the box, hits a shot, rebounds off the post, back off the keeper, and then out for the corner. So, a bit of fortune there. It never bounced the right way, but great play nonetheless. 51st minute, Morelos tries a shot on the edge of the box but blocked. Ball spun back out to Jack, who controlled the ball with his chest, brought it down, took the ball forward, hits a shot from about 25 yards, and it went just by the post. And they went a close up after him. That gave him a wry smile on his face because he knew that could have been his hat trick there.
Exactly, yeah.
54th minute, Barisic came off and Halliday came on. 59th minute, double save from the Ross County keeper from Morelos after the ball was fed through to him. 62nd minute, Jack came off and Murphy came on. 63rd minute, we got the ball in the Ross County box. We tried to have a kind of shot come cross, clearly hit the hand of the Ross County defender, but nothing given. His arm was down by his side and he didn't move it. However, it did clearly stop the ball going forward. And as Andy Little in co-commentary said, nobody's really sure of the rules anymore, because if it hits the hand, does that mean it's a penalty or not? It's just really the rules are all over the place this year.
Yes.
There's a common theme here. We get handballs in the box not given. I think that's been about 4 in the space of the last 6 games here. So
yeah, exactly.
68th minute, Ross County have a shot from outside the box, deflects off another Ross County attacker. Fotheringham was rooted and it hits off the post. So a bit of fortune there, and that was Ross County's only real chance of the game. I think. And then we went 4-0 up on the 70th minute with Morelos getting his brace. Ojo gets the ball on the edge of the box into the centre, passes to Aribo on the left, who passes to the on-running Morelos, who hits the ball first time and past the keeper. Another great goal.
Fantastic goal. Tight angle, Derek, but you just knew it was going to end up in the back of the net. Great interplay at the edge of the box, and as you say, great wee ball from Aribo, because he knew exactly where Morelos was going to be, the weight of the pass into him, so that he just had to take the shot first time. Fantastic goal by Rangers, and Alfredo Morelos absolutely gutted because he got subbed straight away after it. And to make things worse, Steven Gerrard was laughing at him because he knew how annoyed he was that he was going to get taken off. But that's a good thing, because where before Morelos would have been absolutely raging, would have went in the total huff. But I think you can see he's maturing, and I think maybe Jermaine Defoe's got a lot to do with that now as well. So no, great goal, Derek, and 4-0 up at that stage, you can't ask for any more than that. Absolutely brilliant.
No. And that's really how the game finished up. They came back into it a wee bit, but they never had anything, and we had kind of backed off at that point. So yes, a great performance, and as we said, some great performances from some largely underperforming players like Aribo and Ojo were pretty good tonight.
I thought Aribo, Ojo and Ryan Jack tonight were absolutely brilliant for us, Derek. It was great to see some of the footwork by Joe Aribo tonight was absolutely sensational. He had a few times that he just skipped past the midfielders for Ross County as if they weren't there. He was a handful for them all night, and that's what we're looking for. And I think having Ryan Jack in midfield, sort of box to box, it allows Aribo to concentrate on getting forward, and that's what he was brought in for, I think. So no, I was really, really pleased for Aribo tonight, and as you say, Ojo had a great game as well. So no, it was great to watch.
Yes, so it leaves us in the league: played 11, won 9, drawn 1, lost 1, scored 33, conceded 7, goal difference plus 26, and on 28 points. Sitting in second on the same points as Celtic, but we're a -1 goal difference. I think we've both conceded 7 and they've scored 1 more than us.
Yeah.
We're 9 points ahead of Motherwell in third as well, so a massive gap already opening up between second and third. In terms of the Europa League table, played 3, won 1, drawn 1, lost 1, scored 3, conceded 3, goal difference 0, and we're on 4 points. Same points as Porto. Depending on what site you look at, we're actually sitting in second behind Young Boys, who are on 6 points. We're in third, I don't know how they're working it out, and we're 1 ahead of Feyenoord, who are in 4th place. On the note of Feyenoord, Jaap Stam has resigned as their coach over the past couple of days, and our old Little General has been appointed their manager.
That's right, 72-year-old and still, top flight management, and setting up a reunion of sorts. I think the last time that happened, it wasn't a great result for us because he was the Zenit boss the last time that we played against his team. So here's hoping that's not an omen, Derek, and we managed to get something from that game. But it's going to be a tough match. But at the same time, we all have fond memories of Dick Advocat, and we wish him all the best, just not against us.
Just hope the Little General realises he owes us one for 2008. So
yes,
not that I'm condoning match fixing there, of course. So in terms of the games to come, we have obviously got another massive game on Sunday, which is Sunday the 3rd of November against Hearts. It's at Hampden in the League Cup semi-final. It's at 1500 kickoff, at 1500 hours kickoff. Hearts and Hibs, for that matter, in their game against Celtic, have had their allocations cut because they couldn't sell their allocation. So I think there's
that, eh?
Yeah, as always. And I'm amazed that both after tonight's results in their games, both bosses are still in a job just now. So
yeah, this arguably, Derek, our biggest game of the season. We've got to win that game, Derek. We've got to get to a final. We've got to. That's if this is a massive match for us on Sunday. There should be no excuses at all. Hearts are a very, very poor team. Like I said, we cannot have the same performance that we did against them in the last game. We've got to up our game, and I've got no doubts about it, Derek. If we do up our game even slightly to the way that we played them at Tynecastle, then we'll beat them no problem. So, here's hoping, fingers crossed, that they go out a professional job and we get the job done and we get into the final.
Yep. After that, we've got Thursday the 7th of November at home against Porto. That's at 8 o'clock PM kickoff. Another tough game for us, but certainly if we put the professional performance in like the last time, then there's all good chance of getting the result.
Yeah.
Sunday the 10th of November away against Livingston in the Premiership. That's a 1500 kickoff. And Sunday the 24th of November away against Hamilton in the Premiership. That must be on TV because that's a 12:15 kickoff. So
okay,
a lot of important games coming up, as they all are this season. So
they definitely are. The next two, Derek, are huge for us, really huge. The game on Sunday, though, like I said, arguably the most important for us. So here's hoping that they keep going. Just have to wait and see.
Yep, so we'll go now into the classic match.
And there it is! The final whistle's gone. Rangers have won the European Cup Winners' Cup.
So, Dave, you've got a match that I wasn't even 1 year old.
Exactly, yeah. I thought you were going to mention, Derek, the fact that I sent you the details of the classic match, and you were so pissed that you actually forgot that I'd sent it, and you were asking me for the classic match details a few days after it. But Derek, I'm taking us back to 1986 to Hampden Park when Rangers were playing in the League Cup final against Celtic. I picked this game, Derek, because of the similarities, this is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping there's going to be similarities, because this was the game where Graham Souness won his first piece of silverware as the Rangers manager, and it came in the League Cup final against Celtic. And all going to plan, the League Cup final this year should be, touchwood, Rangers versus Celtic. So here's hoping that it goes the same way that it did in this game. So the Rangers team on that day were Chris Woods, Jimmy Nicholl, Ali Dawson, Terry Butcher, Stuart Monroe, Cammy Fraser, Ian Durrant, Derek Ferguson, Ted McMinn, Davy Cooper and Ali McCoist. On the bench for Rangers back in those days, it was only the two subs. It was Robert Fleck and Dave McFarlane. The Celtic team that day, again, a lot of famous people here: Pat Bonner, Peter Grant, Murdo MacLeod, Roy Aitken, Derek White, Mark McGee, Brian McClare, Paul McStay, Mo Johnson, Tony Shepherd and Alan McInally. So I think everyone there, apart from Tony Shepherd, is a well-known player, Derek. So it showed you that, the strength of the Celtic team back then, playing against all international players. So, but anyway, the game kicked off. Early exchanges were mostly in the midfield area. Earlier on, there was a good break by Rangers, which was cleared by Butcher up to Cammy Fraser on the halfway line. Plays a great 1-2 with Derek Ferguson up to Davy Cooper. Some fantastic skill by Davy Cooper on the right-hand side of the box. A wee bit keepy-uppy, and then a low cross to the byline, but it was cleared by Celtic. So early on, it showed you that Davy Cooper wasn't really getting played in a specific position. He was such a good player, Derek, that he was allowed to sort of go wherever he wanted. A lot of people said that he was a left winger, but Cooper was so good he could play anywhere up front for Rangers, and it showed you that he was on the right-hand side that time, switching a lot of times with Ted McMinn on the other wing, so causing some problems for Celtic. But then after that, there was a wee chance for Celtic. Paul McStay in midfield to Brian McClare in space on the left-hand side into the box. He had a low shot. but didn't get a lot of power on it, and it was an easy save in the woods. An easy save in the end for Chris Woods there. But then the first real chance for Rangers not long after that, Davy Cooper picked up the ball in the centre circle and just turns and runs at Celtic. He was scythed down by Roy Aitken. That's what Roy Aitken basically did, was just scythe folk down. Free kick to Rangers, well outside the box. Cammy Fraser steps up and smashes this shot. You know, George Alberts would have been proud of that shot, Derek. It actually crashed off the bottom right-hand side of the post, rebounds to Ali McCoist at a tight angle, but he just completely mishits his shot and ends up a really weak, trickled shot into the arms of Pat Bonner, still 0-0 at that point. And then, you know, and just about 15 minutes after that, another great chance for Rangers. Ted McMinn plays the ball into Derek Ferguson, who was fouled again outside the box by Roy Aitken. Free kick. Cammy Fraser floats it into the box, and Terry Butcher, who was up, heads it towards Ali McCoist on the penalty spot. McCoist chests it and turns and hits a shot, you know, instinctive shot right round, crashes it, but unfortunately it was straight into the arms of Pat Bonner. She should have scored there. If it had been slightly to one side or the other, it would have been a goal. Then handbags again. Roy Aitken, being his usual Roy Aitken, brings down Davy Cooper. He thinks that Cooper went down a bit too easily. The two of them were up in each other's face, a wee bit pushing and shoving here. And that was after Davy Cooper had, you know, completely took the piss out of Roy Aitken. He completely skinned him, and Roy Aitken had brought him down on the left wing. Aitken was actually booked for that. From that, Davy Cooper actually took the free kick into the box, and it was cleared by Celtic, but from there Celtic on the break straight into the Rangers half, right into the box, and the last tackle was made by Davy Cooper, of all people, who had ran all the way back and made that fantastic last-ditch tackle to get the ball away for Rangers. It looks as if it was going to be a certain goal for Celtic, but thankfully Davy Cooper got back. Davy Cooper, I'm saying his name a lot. He was getting he was getting a lot of joy in this game now, getting right into getting a lot of the ball, causing a lot of problems. He then played a fantastic ball into Ted McMinn, who let a shot fly for miles and miles out, and it dipped in just past the post, inches past the post. It still kept 0-0. So a lot of chances here. Rangers definitely the better team. One thing that I will say, if anybody gets a chance to watch this game back, Derek, and I don't know if you witnessed this or not when you were watching it back, if you're any good at lip reading, and trust me, I'll take that back, you don't need to be good at lip reading to see what Jimmy Nicholl said to Alan McInally when the two of them went up for a challenge in each other's face. Put it this way, if Jimmy Nicholl, if that was these days, Jimmy Nicholl would be getting locked up for a hate crime. That's all I can say. It was pretty clear what he said to Alan McInally at that stage. That was sort of about the 38th minute. But then on the 40th minute, a fantastic move by Rangers, started with a headed clearance actually for Terry Butcher, picked up by Ted McMinn, who drives into the Celtic half, out to Ali McCoist on the right. He takes a first time ball into an on-running Ian Durrant, who made the overlap run on the inside of McCoist into the box, and Ian Durrant through and hits a shot over the bar. I couldn't believe it. It was a fantastic move. He really should have scored that one. That was another great missed chance for Rangers. And then just before half time, a couple of chances for Celtic. A ball into the box, a half shot by Mo Johnson, saved by Chris Woods, and then not long after that, a great chance for Celtic. Mo Johnson latches onto a through ball and shoots, and it actually hits off the post and comes back to Mark McGee, who then shoots. It's saved by Chris Woods and cleared. So that was sort of Celtic's sort of main chance just before half time. But the half time whistle did blow. It was 0-0 at that stage. Rangers really unlucky not to be at least a couple of goals up at that point. Second half again started off like the first. Midfield battle. There was actually a lot of misplaced passes by both teams starting into the second half. It was really quite messy. The one thing that I did notice, though, was the dominance of Terry Butcher at the back. This was the England captain, after all. Big money move. He was like the sort of huge move in Scottish football when he came with Graham Souness, and he really was dealing with everything that was getting thrown into him. It was absolute class in defence. I think the Celtic thought they were going to steamroller us. Terry Butcher wasn't having any. It was absolutely tremendous. Anything that came into the box, Butcher was dealing with it. But then, thankfully, 62nd minute, Rangers finally took the lead.
Cooper brought down, free kick. And Cammy Fraser is there. Butcher's there. Durant is there and scores. Durant has scored for Rangers. 1-0 with exactly 17 minutes gone, and the referee will have to drag them down again. They're not supposed to go to the crowd, and the Rangers multitudes go into a mass hysteria.
It was a free kick to Rangers after Davy Cooper had been fouled near the corner flag, and it was Cooper himself that floated the ball into the box. It was missed by the Celtic defender, and Ian Durant, I think it was possibly Derek White, Ian Durant was right on his shoulder. It missed White and rolled down. Durant controls the ball, drills it past Pat Bonner to send the Rangers end into absolute uproar. Fantastic stuff. 1-0 Rangers. Then after that, it was pretty end-to-end stuff after that. Celtic with a free kick in the edge of the box. Brian McClair actually takes it and hits the bar. It comes back out to Alan McInally, who heads it. The ball was going in to the back of the net, and Chris Wood pulls off an incredible save. I don't know how on earth he managed to get to it, because the ball was over him and down, and he managed to jump backwards right down to the ground and get the ball away. It was a great save. Then on the 70th minute, unfortunately, Celtic equalised.
And now Aiken. Edison, a brilliant equaliser. McClair.
Celtic have definitely got their tails up now. I'd much rather be the Celtic manager at the moment than the Rangers one.
Brian McClair shot for the edge of the box. It was a great goal, to be fair, right into the top corner. Chris Woods had absolutely no chance. So that was in the 70th minute. Celtic were kind of on top at that point, but then it was time for Davy Cooper to get back on the ball and take the pressure off Rangers, and it was a great move not long after that. He beat two men. He was under pressure from the two of them and played an incredible cross-field ball to Ted McMinn to take the pressure off Rangers. Absolutely fantastic. But then on the 84th minute, Cooper fouled again near the right corner flag, almost the same as the first goal, and he himself floated a ball into the back post for Terry Butcher. Terry Butcher was fouled and brought down by who else? Roy Aitken, and the referee points to the penalty spot. I think everybody at this stage thought that the game was destined for extra time.
We're definitely lacking in the game enough players to take the ball to opposing defenders.
Feels for a penalty kick there. It's a given. It's a penalty to Rangers. Butcher was fouled according to the referee. There it is again. Jim?
No doubts at all, penalty kick.
So, a vital moment in this game. I make it 5.5 minutes remaining of the Skull Cup final. Penalty to Rangers. 2-1. Done with the greatest simplicity by the man hoisted up by McCoist, Davy Cooper. And once again, the Rangers supporters erupt.
Davy Cooper, cool as a cucumber, 85th minute, steps up, low and hard, into the bottom left to put Rangers 2-1 up. Absolutely fantastic, winning the game. But then there was a bit of controversy after that, though. On the 87th minute, Mo Johnson and Stuart Monroe were in an off-the-ball incident. Both were booked. It was Mo Johnson's second yellow card. He was ordered off, and this is where you'll not remember any of this, Derek. I can just remember it because I can remember the uproar when Mo Johnson signed for Rangers. He actually walked up to the Rangers fans when he was getting sent off, and he crossed himself. And this was witnessed by loads and loads of people. He got criticised heavily for doing it. He got fined by his club. Another Celtic player, Shepherd, was also red carded at the same time, Derek, for an absolutely unknown reason. Nobody knows why the referee did it, but after speaking to his linesman, the referee actually took the red card back, which I've never seen before, and Shepherd was allowed to stay on the field. That whole incident basically took the bite out of the game, and Rangers saw the game out, Derek, and ended up winning the game 2-1, and it was Graham Souness's first trophy as Rangers manager. Terry Butcher also the first Englishman to captain a winning Scottish team in the Scottish League Cup.
The first Englishman to hold that League Cup trophy aloft, and he'll do it right now.
The three players who I thought were outstanding in the game, Chris Woods, Terry Butcher and Davy Cooper, all fantastic. And the similarities, Derek, if you think about it, going from this game, Graham Souness and Steven Gerrard, two Liverpool legends coming up to Rangers to take their first managerial job. Things hadn't been going great for Rangers before Souness arrived. We were sitting, third and fourth in the league for a lot of it. Souness comes up, revolutionises Scottish football, brings a lot of stars with him, and that was the start of Rangers' dominance in Scottish football. So I am hoping and praying, Derek, that the similarities are, that lightning is going to strike twice and the same thing's going to happen for Steven Gerrard. But I just think that the similarities are quite similar, I should say, and a great game to watch again if anybody wants to go back. Some great meaty tackles. Davy Cooper, absolutely fantastic. And again, you get a chance to watch it, please go back. Derek, I can't remember this game because I was only like 11 at the time. I can remember seeing the goals on highlights of things and all that, but I can't remember much about the game, and I'm damn sure that you'll not be able to remember it because you were only one at the time. No. But I take it you enjoyed watching it back, yes?
I watched the highlight game, yeah, and a good feisty, good, a game of old, as it were, in terms of Old Firm. The kind of sting's been taken out of them. It's been overly politicised these days, but this was just hellful. They're going in for it. A lot was allowed to go, which would never happen these days anyway. But it was a good game. I've got the link for the full game as well, which I'll put up on our website, so I've not got time to watch that back, but if anyone else has, then certainly go for it.
Yes.
So another great classic match, and as you said, if it ends up being a Rangers Celtic League Cup final, hopefully it goes the way of that one as well.
Exactly, yeah.
So we'll go now into the news. So quite a bit to cover here. It might be a wee bit disjointed, but I'll try and get it all together. First thing here is Ross Wilson has been appointed the sporting director. He takes the place of Mark Allen. He's joined from Southampton, and we did go after him before Allen came in and he turned us down then, but he's obviously a few years down the line now. He's had more experience, and it's certainly a promising appointment, isn't it?
Yeah, certainly. He's certainly got the pedigree there, Derek. And, I think, as you say, he was the man that we tried to get before. So I think, the powers that be at Rangers will be delighted that they finally got their man. And here's hoping he does a good job for us. Yeah.
As I said before, it's a completely different job now from what Alan had. So we'll just need to wait and see how it transpires. Next one here is a fan survey was done with the Rangers fans, obviously, and a few things have came out of it. So Rangers are planning a membership scheme coming. They don't know the details yet. These are all just the outline plans. There's going to be better food within Ibrox, which wouldn't be really hard, to be honest. Certainly better prices, better Wi-Fi. I know, obviously, we're going through a court case. I think that was now cleared that we were not liable for it. That was all the shoddy one put in by Charles Green. Matchday music will be looked at. I know it's a fairly minor thing, but it adds to the experience. It's all come from the new commercial director, who's been in post a few months now, and we've not really heard much from him, but he's obviously been doing stuff in the background. There's been a lot of commercial deals, like the deal with the Indian club we've got a few other things in the pipeline as well.
Derek, The one thing I want to ask you, though, most importantly, and this is something that I'm really quite surprised hasn't came out, because only really, really big, massive, huge clubs do things like that. Are we going to get some disco lights?
Oh, man. You know what? It would be good to improve the stadium, but you know something? They'll just look cheap and tacky when Celtic do it.
Oh dear, sorry Derek, I interrupted you there. On you go.
But certainly there's plans, it's been talked about for a while, but plans to basically renovate Edmonton House and convert it into a museum, ticket office, a function suite. So it's going to be a massive place by the look of it, and apparently convert what is currently the Megastore into some sort of match day bar type thing. So
right, okay.
Be interesting to see if and when these things come to transpire, but
I think it all comes down to the whole when we're going to be able to get a proper club shop, Derek, but that'll probably rumble on for a lot longer as well.
Yeah. Next thing, Dave King had released a statement about the takeover panel hearings. Basically, the long and short of it is that he's been cold-shouldered by the Company's House, effectively, or whoever that deals with that, the takeovers, and he's not allowed to have personal dealings with companies listed on UK exchanges. It really doesn't affect him because all his companies and the dealings he has is with companies in South Africa. Mm-hmm. No effect to the club at all, and even though he could appeal, he's calling a close to the matter because he just wants it ended. He kind of did highlight, though, the fact that it was, he never, offered the share issue because it was, and we've highlighted it before, because it had to take time for his money to come out of South Africa, and the South African authorities, obviously their processes are a lot slower than ours, so he had the choice of breaking takeover panel rules or breaking laws around money in South Africa, so really a no-brainer. And what has happened to Dave King, it's all been on his shoulders. It's all been for the benefit of the club, and again proves that he's got the club at heart and he will do what he can to defend the club. So yes, there's been mistakes by him and the board along the way, but given the shambles the club's been in,
exactly,
there is going to be mistakes being made, but it's all been for the benefit of the club at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. So before anyone criticises Dave King and the Three Bears and the board, just take a step back and think about where we could have been. We could be we could be Newcastle of the North right now. So next thing here, and that kind of links in with the commercial director again, Rangers Soccer Schools is expanding to Taiwan. We've got obviously quite a few soccer schools around the world now, and we're partnering with the Master Football Academy in Taipei for 3 years. So it's going to be one of these exchange things where they come over here, we can go over there, we've got a school over there as well, so can only benefit the club, and again, another untapped resource.
Excellent, yes.
One thing as well, Gerrard got the manager of the month for September, and Morelos got the player of the month for September, so all good in that respect.
Yeah, definitely, which infuriated a lot of the great unwashed from across the city as well, which is fantastic.
No idea, because I think, ultimately we won 4 out of 5 games, I think, and drew the other one, so I don't understand what their issue is there. A few signings though, Jack has signed a new deal and it keeps him here till 2023, as did Nikola Katic.
Yes, fantastic.
So certainly after, again, Jack probably the most improved player this year as well. Not that he was bad before, but he's just taking it to a new level this year, it seems.
I don't know if a lot of people have suggested that. I don't know how true it is, but I think the influence of Steven Gerrard there on him, I don't know if there's got to be things that he's doing in training, the role that he's given him in the team as well. He's given him more responsibility to get forward as well, and he's just flourished, Derek, hasn't he? He's been fantastic.
Yep. Jamie Barjonas has signed a new deal that keeps him here until 2021. So I know a few people on Twitter were not happy about that, but it's like, I think, the management and the coaching team know a wee bit more about it than some Twitter warrior does. So
He stepped in, Derek, didn't he, when Graham Murray was there, and didn't disgrace himself, and that was a few years ago. So he'll have been playing at a consistent level with their under 19 team or whatever the age group it is, and let's be honest, they're playing fantastic now as well. So it's great. We should be keeping a hold of our talented young players, and obviously the manager also will be keeping tabs on him and all. So you'll probably find that he'll get a few games, Derek, this season or substitute appearances anyway. But no, it's great news.
Yep. And we've also signed Christoph Hampel and Julian Anderson from FK Pardubice and Philadelphia Union, respectively as well. They're both midfielders aged 16 and 17, so always good to bolster that.
Yep.
See what happens there. Motor Neurons Disease Scotland have announced that their collection at Ibrox on Saturday the 28th raised over £23,000, which is one of the biggest amounts collected through a bucket collection at Ibrox. So outstanding there from the fans. Yeah. Obviously that was on the back of the whole Fernando Rickson thing they had that day for him. So sad piece of news here. Long-serving employee Anne McPhail sadly passed away on the 17th of October there. She worked as a cashier and payroll administrator for Rangers from 1969 until 2008. She even attended the European Cup Winners' Cup final in Barcelona in 72. So it's amazing when you see long-term servants like that for 40 years with the club. It just shows you that it's not just a workplace, it's a family.
Yes, exactly.
You see that with a lot. So obviously thoughts with our friends and family there. Next one, more commercial news here. After Rangers converting loans to shares during the summer, Club 1872's stake in the club has halved from over 11% to just over 5% due to the share dilution. However, they're currently balloting their members to use £500,000 to up their shareholding. That would make them the fourth largest shareholder. So
excellent. Okay. Yep.
Keeping on the Club 1872 theme, they've had a complaint against Tom English upheld. It was basically the comments in relation to the comments he made on Twitter after the Kilmarnock crushing, where he linked into a video and made comments saying, trapped outside Rugby Park. This is execrable stuff. The tweet was still live days after the complaint was upheld. No apology from him or the BBC again. It's just typical BBC. It really is. And
I wouldn't expect anything less, though, Derek. Let's be honest. He's been very quiet of late, right enough, hasn't he? He's not really came up. But remember, he is a rugby correspondent.
Yes.
So. But I know he has been pretty quiet, so I don't know if he's maybe been told by his bosses to sort of wind his neck in a wee bit, but no doubt he'll be back soon, trying to stir up bother for Rangers and their supporters in whatever way he can, but we'll wait and see.
Yep. Keeping on the BBC theme, BBC investigative journalist Mark Daly wrote an article and claimed that we had covered up the Gordon Neely abuse at our club. Basically, his smoking gun was the fact that it was a 3-line article in a Rangers News from 1991 when he left, saying that he had resigned and the club wished him well. The club quite rightly have come out and absolutely slammed the article. I mean, that article was meant to be the smoking gun that we covered it up. That's not proof at all. Yes, there's going to be a case of an editor looking over these things, but do you think the editor's going to be given the whole story? No, it's not. If Rangers have told the police about it, which they say they have, they're not going to go into the Rangers News article and say, yeah, we sacked him for being a pedo.
Derek, I didn't want to get too much into this because we all know that there's investigations going on. We all know that it's a very sort of heated argument at the moment. But we all know, Derek, without naming names and getting into things, that certain media outlets there will not be happy that all of these stories were getting linked to Celtic, and I've got no doubts at all that there have been people out there trying to involve Rangers in any way that they can into all of this so that these things like this can be read. It was, in my opinion, it was really what's the phrase I'm looking for? It was kind of clutching at straws, wasn't it? In any way they can. It was, again, as you say, from a clipping in a Rangers newspaper all the years ago, and quite rightly, as you say, regardless what he had left with, there certainly wouldn't be saying anything like that on there. Rangers have said that they contacted the police. The whole thing is that Mark Daly says that Strathclyde police state that they have no record of this. I still find it very, very hard to believe that a journalist like him, an investigative journalist, would be able to contact the police and instantly get a file for so long ago handed over to him with all the information. I know we've got the Freedom of Information Act, but I think there's a lot of this that there's a lot of clutching at straws here. But I would like to say, Derek, right, and I'm sure every single Rangers fan would agree with me here, if there was any links to our club and anything like that at all, we would 100% be wanting to find out exactly what happened, and we would be wanting it brought out, and we would be wanting to know the truth. There would be no cover-ups. There would be none of your fans out there defending the club completely and no wanting to know what's going on. And that's the big difference here, Derek. I know that I would be wanting to know the truth, but I can't say there's certain fans of certain clubs that are desperate for a note to get spoken about at all. Which is completely wrong, because it's what's went on in Scotland's been absolutely shocking, and the truth needs to be heard, and it doesn't matter what club's involved or who's involved in it. It needs to come out in the open as soon as possible, and that's the big difference here, Derek.
Yeah, I mean, we've said it from day one, is a fair, an open, an independent and honest a proper investigation by an independent body is needed, but certain people won't want that. No. And if anybody from our club has done something incorrect, then absolutely we deserve the quite rightly the punishment that's coming our way for that one.
Yeah.
But if Rangers are saying that they've contacted the police, then they've contacted the police. You can only take them at face value in that one. They're saying that there's no record of it, also that's proof that they haven't contacted the police. Well, people have got to realise that there's data retention laws, that you can only keep certain amount of data for a certain amount of time, depending on what it is, of course. Now, if the police have been told about it and they've not taken anything further, then they've clearly seen it as no crime has taken place. So, would you think one phone call or one conversation or one letter from a different police force from 30 years ago that was not crimed would be kept? If you think that, then go and phone up the police and ask for a record of a call that never got crimed that you made 20, 30 years ago. Even going back 15 years ago, 10 years ago, it probably wouldn't be there. So that's what the first thing you've got to think about there. If it's not been crimed, would there have been still a record of it? Now, the issue is with the hatchet job Mark Daly's done in that one, in that respect, is he has made out that it's been a brand new information that's came forward and a brand new interview from this victim. It's not, he was rehashing the same stuff that was said before, but in that, he completely failed to acknowledge certain things that had been said in the initial interview, like the fact that his dad was a policeman, like he said that his dad wanted to get a hold of him and strangle the guy himself. So there's the kind of shit you're dealing with when it comes to the BBC and their alleged investigations and all that kind of thing. So I'm going to park that there, because there will be more that probably comes out of it. And
definitely, yes.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens there. Anyway, next thing here, I'm jumping about a bit. In relation to the police have released 20 pictures of Rangers fans in an effort to ID fans who ran onto the pitch in the opening game of the season against Kilmarnock. All I really want to say about that is, really, are they going to that lengths to try and identify fans that ran onto the park and done nothing else?
It's got to be, there has to be a complaint that's been made by someone with regards to it, Derek, because, it's not getting done off their back if there's not been any actual instance happen. Is that the same instant where the two guys were celebrating and they came through the disabled roof?
Yeah.
Where our own fans were underneath.
Well, it was the same match, but it was an entirely different incident. These were the 20 fans that ran onto the park, apparently. So
there's obviously been a complaint made about Kilmarnock to the police, and this is what it's came from. So, aye.
Yeah. Anyway, Rangers Charity Foundation and Glasgow City Council have agreed a long-term lease of the Ibrox Sports Complex outside Ibrox. The Rangers Charity Foundation are going to refurb it and use it as intended as a sports complex. Basically, ends plans to turn into a fan zone. To me, this is kind of backwards from us. We were wanting a fan zone out of it. Now we're going to pump money into it, or our charity foundation are going to pump money into it to refurb it, to do something that Glasgow City Council should be doing.
Yes, exactly.
Don't get this at all.
No. Unless there's some underlying reason that it's going to dramatically help us or improve us in some way, Derek. I think that's a very strange one, that.
Yeah, I don't get that, but we'll see what happens with that one. And the last piece of proper Rangers news here is I've got is during the international break there, Davis has become the 4th most capped UK player of all time. I think it was maybe 115 or 116 appearances.
Wow.
He's only 10 behind Peter Shilton, who's on top, which is 125. So it's clearly a lot of time. He could still probably beat that.
It certainly could, yeah, definitely.
Yep. So it's brilliant to see, and
fantastic. It really is, and he's playing tremendously well for us at the moment, Derek, as well. So he's in top form. We all know that his role in our team has changed. He's playing a deeper role, but he's such a good player, Derek, that he's taken to that, so easily. And, he's put in some dominant performances in there because he is a fantastic player. So I could see him going on and smashing that, that cap record, no problem.
Yep. Last piece of football news I've got here is DeMarcus Beasley has called it time on his 20-year career, aged 37. He played for us for 3 years and he won 6 trophies in that time, so not a bad wee haul.
Not bad at all, yes, if you think about it.
So good luck to him in whatever he does in the future.
Definitely, yeah.
So, Florida man arrested with having sex with stuffed Olaf and other cuddly toys in the middle of a Target store.
Where was this about, Derek?
Cody Meader, 20, took a large Olaf toy from the Disney film Frozen and proceeded to dry hump it, cops claimed.
Okay.
The alleged sex act began around 2 p.m. Tuesday after he threw the item onto the floor of a Target store in Pinellas Park, Florida. Folk going to Florida, Davey.
Exactly, that's what I was just thinking. I hope I didn't bump into him at any stage.
An arrest report stated that after Meader ejaculated on the toy, he placed it back on the shelf.
No.
He then allegedly selected a large unicorn stuffed animal and began to dry hump this item too. After being arrested, Meader told cops he did stupid stuff and admitted to that he had nutted on the Olaf toy. His father wasn't present at the scene, but he said he has a history of this type of behaviour.
So he came out of it and then just put it back up on the shelf?
That's what he done, yeah.
Oh, that's absolutely gross. Derek, all I can say is, thankfully, we didn't bring back any stuffed Olaf toys from Disney. That's all I can say.
No, thankfully not.
Thankfully not.
Let it go, let it go. Clearly he did.
Definitely. Oh dear.
You wanna build a snowman, all white and sticky.
Oh dear.
So, on that note,
yes,
it's time to wrap up the pod. So it's been a long pod as expected, but if you want to check out our podcast on our social media pages, you can go to our website, which is ireadypodcast.wordpress.com, and there you can find all the links to our social media pages. I am aware that some of the pods, when I upload them, they are not going directly to YouTube, so I'm trying to fix that just now. It's only been two so far, but it does come out later on, a couple of days later, so I'm going through fixing that. Plus our website, I never bothered my arse, sorting the website in terms of getting the rest of the updates done. Life gets in the way sometimes. So
Exactly, yes.
So, I don't know when Dave and I will be back, hopefully in the next week or so.
Yeah, we should. We should do. I've got at least another 2 months without any holidays, Derek. So, we'll be able to get a pod done quite soon.
Well, it's not until March I'm away, so.
All right, okay.
Yes. So, thanks for listening and goodbye.
Yes, take care, folks. Goodbye.
And the stadium erupts in red, white and blue. You've never seen anything like it.
Let's go.